And on your side is your local election headquarters. As we speak, the race for governor in Virginia has already cost the top two candidates more than $35 million just in advertising. In Hampton Roads, one of the donors responsible for that is Bruce Thompson. For the first time, the longtime hotel owner is sitting down with 10 on your side's Brett Hall to explain why we often see his name when we go following the funds.
Thompson has actually donated to both men. He chaired Terry McAuliffe's inaugural in 2014 and hopes to do the same for Youngkin in 2022. Records show he has regularly donated to both parties over the last 20-plus years. Among the questions we asked today, does he ever expect something out of it?
The definition of success is different for all of us. One would be hard-pressed to argue that Bruce Thompson, the redeveloper of the historic Cavalier and neighboring hotels at the Virginia Beach oceanfront, hasn't found it in some form. He's made himself a fortune since first entering the hospitality industry here in the early 80s, and for much of that time, he's also spent some of it each year backing political candidates.
Helping them fund that message is important.
According to the Virginia Public Access Project, since 1999, Thompson has donated more than $500,000 to candidates on both sides of the political aisle in both state and local races. For instance, between 2013 and 2015, he had pledged more than $55,000 to former Democratic Governor Terry McAuliffe and his related political committees. This year, he's donated more than $80,000 in support of Republican Glenn Youngkin.
Why do you feel it's important for you to play a role?
Well, tourism.
He says with the amount of tax money generated by the industry each year,
we need someone that is empathetic and sympathetic with the issues that we have in the hospitality industry.
This year, he says he believes those issues center around protecting the state's right-to-work law, protecting the rights of law enforcement officers, and bringing back the need to compromise.
When we have one-party rule, the extremes on both sides have a voice that can impact the way we govern the Commonwealth of Virginia.
While Thompson is far from the top political donor in the city, he may indeed be the most polarizing. Several of Thompson's projects have been completed with help of public money. His critics allege he and other developers donate to campaigns in exchange for their votes on their projects.
At the end of the day, you know that it's going to come back to haunt you at some point in time, because the other side always is going to reference that.
So just to clarify, when you give money, you don't expect anything in return?
Absolutely no expectation, except for I know that that's the type of person that will lead the government in the way that what I believe will be effective for us.
However, he does concede donations also can equal access, allowing him for being called upon for expertise, just as he was when Governor Northam formed a task force to reopen businesses following the coronavirus shutdowns. Access to city council members, advising them on decisions in the resort.
You get in the game, you fight for what you believe in, you fight for the people that you believe can be the most effective in government, and that's just the way I've always been.
And for that, he says he has no regrets.
Now, we'll have a lot more from our conversation with Thompson in regards to some of his political influence at the oceanfront in the coming weeks. In the meantime, the latest campaign finance reports for this election cycle due out at the end of the week. So join us next Wednesday at 5:30 as we continue following the funds. Brett Hall, 10 on your side.